What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. We know we've gotten a bunch of new people, and we've been getting a lot of questions on how to use some of our equipment. So today we're going to be using gold pans. We got different ones. We got the Garrett Super Sluice. We got a cleanup pan. These ones are green. Colin can't see them. And we got our, I guess, this is our Carl MC pan. Don't know who Carl is.
That's the guy we bought the pan from.
Yeah, this is the gold catcher. This is a nice little prospector on the back there. Anyway, we do have some dirt that we are going to run. We also have, where'd it go? There it goes. And we have some gold here. Some nice chunks in there, a lot of flour stuff, a couple pickers that we have saved over the last year or two that we're going to mix into this dirt and hopefully get it all back. Disclaimer, we are not professionals by any means, but I have watched a lot of videos and I think I have become extremely proficient in the last few years. But what I like about the Garrett Super Sluice is it's nice and big. Put a lot of material in here. It's got these huge riffles compared to that guy. These ones don't, but a lot of other pans actually have a ridge along the bottom, which could help. But this one I love using because it's easy to hold. It's got the grooves on the back side, and then even on the back, there's even wet washing and dry washing instructions. I'm not going to bore you with the details. This one it's a good pan. I'm not gonna lie, we have used it. It has a few more riffles. Also, both sides have the cleanup side. So you generally start off with this side to try to catch all you can, and then if you want, when you become better at it, you can use this side like an old school metal pan for the cleanup side. And then even on this side, it still has a little bit of a divot there and a divot there, and that helps. And we mostly use this little guy for our cleanups, like if we use our gold wheel or blue bowl, or you know, we just don't have enough material to run the big boy. We use this guy, and it doesn't necessarily have huge, I wouldn't really call those riffles, they're just, you know, arrays. I guess they're riffles, but it works. We've actually been using this guy a lot more because we've been having a lot of finer stuff. Alright, so we got some of our gold right here. Our scale is down and out for the count, so we can't weigh it, but I'm gonna guess that's about a ½ gram. There's some flour and some pickers in there. I don't know if you can see that. But we're basically gonna use this for our control to show you how everything works. Hopefully we get it all back. Alright, so we typically use a concrete tub to pan in. I know a lot of other people use these, that's when we got the idea. They're relatively cheap, they're wide enough and long enough with the pan in, see? All the room. So, you want to use jet dry.
Why do we use jet dry?
Because it breaks the surface tension of the water. You can also use dish soap, but you want to use very little of that because it looks like a bubble bath by the time you're done. Alright, so we got our pan full of dirt. Usually what I do is I'll get water in the pan, and then I like to knead it like you're kneading dough, just to get all the material nice and wet. And don't forget the jet dry. You don't need a lot, so I'll put some in the pan and in the tub. Bubbles. Bubbles. And that's all you need. So, throw more water in there. So I'll start off by shaking it back and forth. You want to stratify it as well as you can. So I'll go round and round. It doesn't matter which way you go. You can go clockwise, counterclockwise. So you want to make sure you get all the heavies to the bottom. And you see me shaking like this, but I like to use my wrist, so I'm not shaking as much, because the first few times I did it, my legs were real sore. So, get wet, shake it up, swirl it around. Then as you're swirling it around, I like to slowly bring it forward, and then I'll stop swirling and I'll start shaking it like this. And the reason you want to do that is to get all the heavies down to the ripples. So once you get it to about, I don't know, 25, 30 degree angle, I don't know if you can see that. Shaky, shaky. You can see all the bigger, lighter stuff coming up to the top like the rocks. The heavies are staying at the bottom. Don't worry about losing your gold, it's gonna stay in there. And then I'll stop. And you want to wash off the lighter material, just like that. And then I usually do that 3 or 4 times. And then I'll shake it again, I'll swirl it. Bring it down. You can shake it as hard as you want. See that? Shaking it pretty hard, everything's staying in the pan. And you wash it off. 3 or 4 times. Bring it back, shake, swirl. Stop, rinse. And you just want to keep doing that. And then if you're tired of the big rocks, I usually shake it like that. And I'll take my hand and I'll bring the big stuff to the back. You don't want to throw it off the top, because if there's any gold in there, you'll lose that. So you want to bring it to the back of the pan, just like that. And then if you want to, you can also check that stuff to see if there's any specimens. And you'll start again, swirl it, bring it forward, shaky, 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 stop. And then as you get more proficient and comfortable with your panning skills, you can even go to one hand like this. You bring it back, shake, swirl, start bringing it forward. And just slowly rinse some material off. And then once I get to a certain point, I'll show you, about that much material, I won't swirl it anymore. I'll just shake the pan back and forth. Just like this. So we showed you how to get the panning going, how to get down to that amount, and we've gotten rid of that because we're going to put our pay dirt in it. We're going to take this amount of dirt, that's about what I left off with. This is about, I don't know, 30 to 50 mesh. So it's fine, but it's not, you know, the finest you can get, and we're going to add our gold to it. So all that in there. Also, before every pan, clean your pan out. You don't want to cross-contaminate, because if you're prospecting one area and you found gold and you don't clean it out, you go to a new area and you think you got gold, but you don't. It's just gold from the last place you went to. And now, the part that I'm nervous about. Pop the cork. And she goes. Doesn't that look nice? Nice and shiny and yellow. Alright. Let's see how much gold Conor loses in this. Like I said, stratify it, swirl it around, shake it. And then the finer the material, the slower you really want to go. And make sure there's jet dry in there. I can't stress that enough. Shake her up. So come here, I want you to see this. So typically when you're panning and you're getting down to the nitty-gritty, after you start washing the dirt out like this, you'll start to see the gold show up in the corners or along the backside here. Wash it back one more time, shake it. See? There you go. See how it's starting to show up right there? If you're on a winner, you'll see that right away. Doesn't that look nice? Now that I'm getting down this far, I'm going to start to go a little slower. I'll even shake it slower. And I'll carefully rinse it out. Okay, so that's about as far as I want to go. That much material. So when you get down that far, put some water in it. You want to shake all the stuff off the top riffle, at least I like to, down to the bottom because there could be gold in there. And then once you get to that point, you want to bump it. Just like that. And then I'll bring the water to the back. And then I like to go back and forth just like this. And then once you get to a point you like, you bring the water to the top and you'll kind of shake the pan back if you want to get a wider shot of that. So you bring the water to the top and you'll kind of tilt it back towards you and you'll shake it. And hopefully that's in every pan. So if you want to get it, if you don't have that much, but you know there's gold in there and you want to see it real well, you'll tilt it forward a little bit and you'll bump. And you can see the gold walking back up to the top, just like that. And there you have it. I think that looks pretty good. Wish we saw that in every pan. Alright, so you got your gold in your pan. How are you going to get it out? Well, I'm going to present to you the snuffer bottle, or Colin likes to call it the sniffer bottle. So it's clearly a bottle, but if you look in here, there's a gold trap in there. You don't want to get the ones that gently rise into the cone here. You want to get the ones that just are kind of flat. And there's a straw, and I cut this one down the length because the straw was like that long. But anyway, so you start with a clean one. I like to put some water in it. Doesn't matter if it's clean or dirty. Make sure that lid's tight. So you squeeze it like that so it can create a suction. See that? You'll tilt the pan forward. You'll stick her in there. And it'll start to suck up the gold. And you'll do it again. And it's alright if you get all the black sand in there too, because there could be some smaller stuff in there. And I gotta say, I got better at panning before I got better at using this. This took me forever to get good at using. So once you think you have all your gold out of it, what I like to do is I'll double check, but I'll switch that over to the other side. Shake it all down. And just slowly, you want to go very careful right here. And then with plaster and load gold, you kind of want to pan a little different. With load gold, you want to pan slower, because it's super fine. With plaster, you don't really got to worry about it as much. But see, you can already see some pieces. Already see some pieces of gold still left in there. So bring that back. I'm gonna shake it down. Then I'm gonna bump all the gold back to the top. We'll take our snuffer bottle. We'll just suck all that back up. there you have it. I'm going to talk to you about pickers. You have nuggets, then you have pickers, and then you have fly poop. Fly poop, you'll suck up with this. Some of the pickers will get sucked up in there, which most of them did, but if you take some tweezers, you can pick them out, or if you can pick them up with your fingers, those are pickers. Those are always good to find. So, and now you have everything in here, so you can either put that in your cleanup pan, you can put it through a gold wheel, you can put it through a blue bowl, and it'll get rid of most of the rest of the lighter stuff that's in there. It'll get rid of most of the black sand, or you can use a magnet. We have a plunger magnet. Run along, dump the rest of it out, and yeah, also jeweler's loop. Get yourself a jeweler's loop. 10 times is all you need. So we have a 10 and a 20, and they both have, ours have little lights on it, which helps. But you don't need that. You can get any kind of jeweler's loop, but it helps you to really get in there and see what you got if you can't see it with your eye. Alright, so let's go over the pros and cons of panning. This is our opinion from what we've learned. So the pros, it's faster. You can take these pretty much anywhere. Ooh, excuse me. And the pros are it's easy to test. Like I said, it's faster. They're not expensive at all. You can see what's in the ground before you got to go out there with bigger equipment. The pros of each pan. This pan, like we said before, it's got the bigger riffles. It's great to use. The pros of this pan, great for cleanup. This pan, I mean, it's kind of in between. You can, smaller than this one, so you can fit it in your backpack. This one you can fit your backpack. So the cons of panning. You can run a lot of material, but you also can't. It takes longer. The better way to do that is with a high banker, but if all you have is gold pan, that's fine. You could run, let's say, 20 pans. That'd probably take you a couple hours. To the high banker, it'd probably take you 30 minutes. But like I said, they're great to get started with. They're cheap, they're fun, the whole family can do it. Take them anywhere. So, the panning, if you're new at it, I would suggest just getting some dirt, going to Walmart or wherever, get some BBs, throw them in there and practice with that, because most of the time the BBs are either copper or lead, and they'll do the same thing that gold does. Or if you want to actually see some gold, get some pay dirt. You can get pay dirt pretty much anywhere. Amazon. There's a lot of people out there that sell it themselves. Other, channels sell it. Eventually we will. But yeah, I would start with that. Snuffer bottle and jeweler's loop. If you're gonna get a gold pen, you're gonna need both of these two, because one, you're not gonna be able to get the gold out, and sometimes you're not gonna be able to see it without this. So with that, we hope you learned something from this. It's taken us about 4 years to learn everything that we've told you. No, we're not perfect at it, but we figured we'd give you an in-depth video on gold panning, and we hope you enjoyed it. So if you did enjoy it, and we've inspired you to go out and start prospecting, give us a like, leave us a comment down below how you pan, because there's many different ways to pan, but that's the general idea of how to do it. So leave us a comment, and yeah, subscribe if you're not. We hope to see you soon. Hope you liked the video. Hope you'll enjoy our previous videos and the videos we have coming up.